Dear students, today we go through lesson 2, page 23. I shall read through. Once upon a time, in a small town in Germany, there lived an old man called Kurt. He lived with his son Manfred and his daughter-in-law Thekla. They all shared a little old house at the end of a quiet street in the middle of the town. Manfield was a carpenter and spent all his time in a workshop next to the house. He had learned carpentry from his father, who had been a famous carpenter in his day. The old man had taught his son well, and the son earned a good living. He made furniture for the people of the town, and from time to time he did some carving. Carving means to cut and shape wood in a particular form. The young couple, Manfred and Thekla, had a son called Wilhelm. The boy liked to sit in the workshop and watch his father. As he grew older, he helped his father by fetching and carrying things. He learned to clean the tools, to take care of them. He learned how to use a saw and a hammer and a chisel. And his grandfather taught him to carve wood into wonderful shapes. Now, the old grandfather was very old and getting older every day. He was not very strong. His eyes were dim, and he could not see well. Sometimes his hands shook, means shivering, and sometimes he sat in the chair and nodded off to sleep. He was always sleeping. That is the nature of the old age. In the evening, when they all sat down to dinner at the table, Manfield and Thekla used to get angry with the old grandfather. He was slow and clumsy. What is the meaning of clumsy? Lacking skill. He has no ability to do anything. Slow and clumsy. Oh, that is a special case of old age. Sometimes he broke a glass. Sometimes he dropped a spoon. And sometimes he spilled soup, that means curry, on his shirt and trousers. He was an old man, after all. One day, during the evening meal, the old man dropped his plate on the floor. Crash! It smashed into hundreds of tiny pieces, small pieces. And the food fell all over the place. Tekla and Manfred began to clean up the floor. But how angry they were! They were very angry. After that accident, they bought him a cheap wooden bowl from the market and gave him his dinner in that. They made the old man sit by himself in the corner of the room to eat his food. The old man was sad, but what could he do? He kept quiet and did not complain. One evening, not long afterwards, Tekla and Manfred had finished work for the day and were getting the evening meal prepared. When the meal was ready, they called for Wilhelm. They looked in his room, but he was not there. Where could that boy be? Asked Tekla. Manfred had no idea. He asked the old man if he had seen Wilhelm, but the old man shook his head. Tekla and Manfred became a little worried. They looked out on the street, but Wilhelm was not there. Then they saw a light on in the workshop. They went to look. They stepped into the workshop and found their son sitting on a stool. He was cutting a small block of wood and working as hard as he could. There you are, said Tekla. What are you making, son? Asked Manfred. Wilhelm put down the block of wood and the chisel. He looked up at his parents. I am making a wooden bowl for you to eat from when you are old, replied the boy. The parents looked at each other, their eyes filled with tears. It's a good story. Read through the lesson 10 times. And some words, if you don't know, please look into the dictionary and find out the meaning. When you read 10 times, the things will be clear, I think. The question answer will follow. Thank you.